You're welcome back to Morning Express. Now for the second run of conversations on the program this morning, we're being joined virtually from the coal city of Enugu by Comrade Katchy, a regular on the program and a friend of the station as well. A very good morning to you, Comrade Katchy. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us this morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Well, first things first, let's set the ball rolling. Candidates are gearing up for the by-elections this Saturday. Now, the most prominent state there is Anambra, and we saw the governor of Anambra State talking about Chukwuma Soludo visiting the president at the Aso Villa, and he was quite ecstatic about his visit to the president while adorning or rocking a cap that had the president's Infinity insignia, a sign of solidarity and support for the president, even while being a member of APGA. What do you speak to this? What was your reaction seeing the governor there in the first place before we delve into the election matters?
Professor Charles Soludo, the executive governor of Anambra State, visit to the villa period to the by-election is what is expected of any sub-national leader.
Yeah.
Where such a thing is taking place. Even I expect not just him, I expect other states where the by-election will be taking place in a few days' time. I think in 3 days' time, to as well visit before the end of today, or possibly have an interaction on the level of preparation with regards to INEC security and all other group that will be participating in that election. So it's not perfect, but then as a different political party with regards to APGA, this is the trend that we have always done APGA for. Any party at the center is always in bed with them, or they are in bed with that party. So it's not new, and as long as the party still exists, I don't think that it will be ending any soon.
Well, a lot of people have criticized him that if he really wanted to support the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he could as well just exit APGA rather than still being an active member of the party and paying a visit to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, who is an APC member. Do you think that perhaps this sort of solidarity is a sign that after the election, should the governor be re-elected, there might be some sort of switching of allegiance to the APC, or even decamping in total to the APC?
Well, the issue of Professor Soludo, throwing his weight behind Tinubu is not far-fetched. In the last general election 2023, there were reports that he supported Atiku of PDP, even though politically he tried to, make it look like he worked for Tinubu because Tinubu was declared winner. But it's not far-fetched. If you look at shenanigans that we know politicians for, white today, black tomorrow, and different colors. It's not a big news. It's not a big deal that you see him begin to throw his weight behind the ruling party at the center. They're talking about him joining APC. What is happening in Anambra State governance is just like somebody trying to put his two hands in one mouth. Currently, APC as a party, it's not that popular in Anambra State due to the presence of Mr. Peter Obi and Labour Party and other party stalwarts. The person that would have galvanized that support, who have grown that party to acceptable level, is the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubaju, to his impact in leadership, especially since he went to Senate before his sudden demise. But Professor Soludo trying to hobnobbing with them or dilly-dally with them to see how we can curry favor. We are watching to see how it will pan out, because APC on their own, they have their candidates in Nicholas Okachukwu, with a veteran politician that we have known to have the capacity to do grassroots movements as a running mate. That is Senator Uche Kunife. So let's watch how they will be able to, maneuver and succeed in winning. And for the governors in the state, we are watching with skeptical eyes, because if you watch in recent time, last week I was on the road. I have since last week I came to East. I have traveled to the 5 states in the southeast.
Yes.
And a state in the south on intervention. And what I saw on ground in all the 5 states, makes me to appreciate the work the Enugu state government, which is PDP, and the one of Abia State. The both governors, what they are doing on ground, is beyond what the media are reporting. I give them thumbs up for their wonderful work. For the guy in Anambra, there have been a lot of hopes because of the background where he's coming from and the promises of Dubai, Taiwan. He has promised the people. But in recent time, it appears like the title of professorship is not a tool for wisdom or knowledge or understanding, especially when it comes in terms of governance. He has been struggling to, establish some of the things he promised them, even though that we have seen demolitions here and there in the name of construction or development, but then he has not been able to commiserate with the expectation and the ranking that we have placed in. We saw how he has thrown his people under the bus in recent times. The other time, sometime last year, he said that his inability to develop the state is because his people are illiterate. And in recent exams, both WAEC, NECO, and JAB show that Anambra State is top-notch when it comes to education. In all these O-level exams I just mentioned, if you don't see Anambra 1, you see them 2. In fact, the highest person with the highest point in this year JAB is from Anambra State, both male and female. You understand? Recently, he has attributed his insecurity in state to his people, whereas the Perico fast on ground is saying otherwise. You understand? So it's neither here or there. Sometimes out of envy or jealous for his statement, or maybe to plug himself into the policies at the center. The politics we saw in the 1980s between LS and the Zik is what is likely playing out in this present scenario. So we are watching and hoping that between now and the end of this tenure, there should be commiserate development that will give him thumbs up. Unlike his tenureship have lasted more than the likes of the Enugu state government and the other state government, but they have made a positive impact in the society that even the blind can feel it, the deaf can feel it. Everybody's giving thumbs, because if you go there, you see those things on ground. It's not something that they say, and at the end of the day, you get there, they begin to give you reasonable excuses of why they have not performed.
Now, Comrade Katchy, let's talk about certain parties that have signed a peace accord in Oyo and Adamawa states. While these parties have signed the peace accord in Edo State, a state that is well known, or has in the last couple of elections has been prone to some sort of election violence and disruption. We hear that the commission and parties within the state are in war of words in Edo, and even the REC there is saying, and I quote, "I am not afraid of being redeployed from Edo." What do you think would happen? What do you see panning out in the by-elections that are about to take place in Edo? I mean, on Saturday there are four states, Oyo, Ogun State, Edo, and Anambra State. What should we be expecting in a really volatile situation should anything happen in Edo State?
You see, issue of Edo is another case study, and that is why we use this opportunity anytime we have it to call on the learned folks, learned patriots, learned citizens, exposed one to come out. We shouldn't be on the background or relegated because of fear of intimidation, harassment, or what have you that is associated with our politics. Any subnational state that you have a leader that is neither here nor there, it poses more danger than when you have somebody that is not quite exposed. Comments, actions, attitudes can create unnecessary tension, which are very, very avoidable, and that's what is playing out in Edo. If in Edo, the sitting governor, His Excellency is Senator Mondo Pueblo, can be seen, declaring himself sheriff in time, using uncomplimentary languages that intends to intimidate opposition. You will see that kind of hostile response, and that is why you find it very difficult to obtain a peace signing accord. To work in that state. Even if they sign, they will not trust whatever they sign. And a situation where you have the wreck being allegedly claimed to be associated with a serving minister under APC, and judging with what happened in the last gubernatorial election in that case.
Well, Comrade Katchy, in as much as a lot of people might not agree with your comments concerning the governor of Edo State, the governor has himself also cleared the air on his statements while refuting claims of threat. He instead stated that he was only speaking out of concern for the safety of Labour Party's Peter Obi, whom, by the way, we recently saw with an ADC cap adorned on his head. Do you still think that the situation in Edo is not really one that could be open for a free and fair election? Because it appears that the governor is fully ready, and the State Electoral Commission is also fully ready to carry out a peaceful election, in as much as irrespective of what anybody else thinks.
You see, there's a popular adage that says that a witch cries at night, a child dies in the morning. Chances of blaming the witch that cries at night is there. In Nigeria, you can only see what your eyes want to see, or hear what your ears want to hear. And that is the situation.
Can you break that down for us a little bit more, Comrade Katchy?
Hello, are you there?
I am here. Can you break that down for us a little bit more?
I didn't get the question.
Well, I was asking for you to elaborate on your parable. Can you break that down?
Yes, I will. I'm on the part of doing that.
Okay.
Like I said, you can only see what your eyes want to see, or hear what your ears want to hear. It is only in this country that we have seen oftentimes politicians will say one thing and do another thing, and you see the aides, when they see the impact of their actions, they begin to do damage control. So what I watched, if you can replay it without bias or trying.
What was it you watched, Comrade Katchy? Can you be clear, because it appears you're beating around the bush?
I watched Governor of Edo State receiving the campaigns from PDP, and he made very clear statement against Mr. Peter Obi.
Well, when you say against, it's not against per se. These are politicians, and they have a right to their opinions.
You ask a question, just allow me to claim.
Okay.
In that statement, he claimed that people died in his last visit,
which was true.
Was there any name mentioned?
Well, certainly no names mentioned, but as the chief security officer of the state, the governor is entitled to ensure that the people of Edo State are safe, irrespective of whoever he thinks is posing a threat to the state.
Does it mean that as reputable and reliable your station is, anybody can just come up and say somebody died here, you take it without verifying?
That is what we are saying. It's not about taking it. It's about some security reports that the governor is privy to that we do not know about. And the governor is the most informed person about some of these situations in Edo State. We are in Abuja, we are not in Edo State. Even if we were, we don't have the adequate information as to why the governor made such claims. Anyway, Comrade Katchy, let's quickly move on. We have about we have about five more questions.
The line of thoughts you have just tried in the defense to what I was saying.
I'm not defending. I'm only stating facts. But let's move on to yet another political matter, Comrade Katchy. We have just 5 minutes. I want you to comment on the 2027 presidency. We hear that the People's Democratic Party has unveiled a zoning panel in the party. Now, they have also dispelled rumors of trying to woo back former President Goodluck Jonathan or bring back Peter Obi into the party. What are your comments on these developments within the PDP?
It's a little bit too late, but it's better late than never.
How so?
What PDP is trying to do now is what destroyed the party in 2023. Which, if they have done so, it would have saved a lot of things for the party. But they allow destruction to, eat deep into the party before they come to point of reasoning. Now, everybody is entitled to run for election because it's a right, captured in our constitution, except those that have been convicted. If former President Goodluck Jonathan wants to contest, is of course welcome. I think when it comes to South, he's someone that generally believed to have the strongest ability to win the current administration. And if they are trying to woo Mr. Peter Obi back, it's also within their power, because every party must do anything within their powers to see how they can progress as a party. So it's not far-fetched if they are able to woo both Peter Obi and Jonathan into PDP back. It's part of it. But then in Nigeria today politics, we have seen a lot of people jumping from one place to another. It does not tell good about our politicking, because it shows that most of those jumpologies that we see, from one today you are in APC, tomorrow you are Labour, next tomorrow you are ADC, before you know you are PDP.
What would you say?
Either lacking ideology,
yeah, carry on.
Or we are self-starting.
What would you say about the zoning panel? What do you think the resolutions might be? Is it going to be zoned to the north or the south? This has been a very hot topic of debate.
The rumor that
time and time again.
PDP is considering zoning the presidency to the south, which if they had done that in 2020 would have saved what is left of the party today. But they didn't. So there is still a rumor until it is confirmed. But if they throw it open as usual, if you further decline what before the advent of 2023, PDP strongholds include the south, the south east, and some part of fact. Their major stronghold is in the south, not even the north. But today, those areas they have strength, they have lost a lot of grounds. The only surviving state in the southeast now is Enugu State. There are rumors that he may declare any moment from now. You go to the south, the one that is left there, there are rumors that he will declare, especially that one in the river states. Once the sole administrator is lifted and the democratically elected governor returns back, the chance that he will, the gap is there. You talk about the south and southwest. The likes of Osun State Governor of Adeleke, there are rumors that he may defect. You understand? So these are some of the things that they would have done in 2023 to save their face. But now it appears like they are trying to manage the situation. Let's see how it goes and let's see how far they can go about it. But then the damage is already there. When you spill the milk or the oil, it's difficult to gather it again. So that is what they are trying to do. Let's see how far they will go with it.
Well, interesting talk this has been with you here in the studio, Comrade Katchy. You are in Enugu. If you were in Anambra, I would have said you could give us.
I will certainly go to Anambra because my organization is observing the election. I will be moving down to Anambra any moment from now. I came here on intervention. Once I'm done with it, I will be going to join my colleagues. Of course, they have been briefing me on other briefings they have been receiving from the security team and the electoral umpire and the development. So we'll be there to observe what will happen on Saturday and possibly follow up, and hopefully by Saturday we'll give an update on what is happening in Anambra.
That's all right, Comrade Katchy. We wish you the very best, and do stay safe out there as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.